Come with us if you dare on our annual trip to Edinburgh to tell ghost stories in the city's oldest and most haunted pubs. We started at the Grassmarket, first referenced in 1363, which for centuries has been the main market and resting place for travellers in its many inns. Set right under the castle, the beautiful street is steeped in history, and the atmosphere was practically alive with the spirits of the past on this glorious autumn day. We headed straight for Victoria Street and the West Bow for our first ghost story, and dinner at the amazing Maison Bleue. In recent years, Victoria Street has become famous not for the witches and wizards of the past, but as a busy spot for tourists seeking Harry Potter stories and merchandise. But the real story of wizards in this place is much, much darker. Reading from my copy of Haunted Edinburgh, I told the story of Major Weir. In the height of the witch hunting and fear, Major Weir was outwardly the epitome of respectability. This was until he reached his 70s and admitted all his foul and evil deeds. His abhorrent perversions included incestuous relations with his sister, adultery with a maid, and even acts of bestiality with a mare. He freely admitted to dealings with the devil, with he and his sister travelling by fiery coach to Dalkeith. His sister confirmed his confessions and added that his walking stick was actually a wizard's staff. They were both executed, Major Weir's staff supposedly writhing in the fire when they were put to death. His ghost has been seen haunting the West Bow. His cane is still heard tapping along the streets of the Grassmarket and Cowgate late into the night. On our way to the famous Frankenstein pub, we had the good luck to see the ghost bus, a great activity should you ever be visiting the city. Inside, we sat for a drink. With no need for further ghost stories, while we enjoyed all the memorabilia and electric light shows in the bar. Unfortunately, we couldn't stay for the monster to come out. That only happens at midnight. But the pub set exactly the right tone for the rest of our spooky day out, especially as the sun was starting to set. Right beside Frankenstein's is wee Greyfriars Bobby's statue, and the pub in his name. The wee dog who sat on his owner's grave in Greyfriars Kirkyard, long after he had passed, loyal to the very end. We carried on back down towards the Grassmarket once more, enjoying the spooky shops as we went, past the Cowgate, and on to the site of the Covenanters' Memorial, which is on the very place where the public gallows stood, where at least 100 people were executed. The names of Covenanters who were hanged are listed there, commemorating the poor souls who lost their lives in the name of religion and a king's pride. Linked to the site of the gallows is the Last Drop pub, where we sat to tell ghost stories of the previous residents. Poltergeist activity has been experienced by staff, with the spirit of a young girl that seems to be the culprit. Items have been moved and glasses have flown off of shelves. Some staff have even reported hearing their names being called when no one else is in the building. But we were headed for the White Hart Inn, with its notorious reputation from several ghastly stories. Its cellars date from 1516 and was supposedly the place where people would gather for the public executions and the condemned to have their last drink. A shadowy figure has been spotted several times at the door to the cellar, but the best of these stories of the White Hart is that it was the hunting ground for the notorious Burke and Hare to lure drunk victims to their death before selling them to the Edinburgh Medical School. We left the spirits in peace as we walked past the castle once more in the almost set sun, escaping before the ghouls come out to play in the cold night air.